Greetings, one and all. I'm Dr. Deepa Prasad Venkatraman, Associate Professor at Department of Management Sciences, Pumba. Today's session is on cross-culture communication. We will be focusing on non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication can take many forms. Effectiveness as an international professional often hinges on understanding what these forms are, how they differ from country to country, region to region. Below are some examples which we will be discussing various forms of non-verbal communication as well as specifically cultural variances which we must have an enhanced knowledge when we meet our customer or client. How do you define non-verbal communication? Simply put, it's communicating without using words, using body language and other cues. So, for example, facial expression are smiling, frowning, body language, our postures, gestures, our tone of voice, and even the use of silence is a form of non-verbal communication. What it does, it conveys emotion, attitude, and relationships beyond what is really said, and plays a very, very significant role in communication, conveying as much or sometimes even more than verbal cues. So let's focus on the first non-verbal communication which oft used is eye contact. Whether or not eye contact is made, you make it, and how long it lasts varies tremendously in its meaning. The first meeting with any client or a team, individual or personal, is your connect with your eyes. In many Asian culture, avoiding eye contact is seen as a sign of respect, whereas in Latin and North America, they consider eye contact important for conveying the quality and equality among individuals, especially between whether it's gender or age. In certain African countries, for example, such as Ghana, a child looking at an adult in the eye is considered an act of defiance. So, how important is eye contact? We must understand the culture of a particular region when we are communicating to understand the relevance of eye contact and the content of it. Transmission of messages without words and eye contact really plays a very important part in non-verbal communication. Eye contact signals attention, it shows interest, it shows engagement. A direct eye contact in Western culture can be interpreted as a very confident, honest and respectful. Holding eye contact while speaking or listening or avoiding eye contact gives a signal to the recipient. When you hold eye contact when you speak, shows attention. Avoiding eye contact shows difference. It also creates and builds a rapport, credibility and perception with the recipient, with each other, and many times also taken as a power of dominance. To communicate thoughts, idea, emotion through spoken or written words is important. Eye contact plays a great and crucial role in non-verbal communication. Our second non-verbal communication we are going to touch on today is touch. A great number of cultural expressions are achieved through touch. In America, for example, a firm handshake is considered appropriate to greet a stranger or another business professional as a means of informal communication or formal communication. In France, it is common to kiss someone when you greet them on both the cheeks. Touching children on the head is fine in North America, whereas it's not considered very appropriate in certain regions in Asia. In Middle East, the left hand is customarily used to handle your own bodily hygiene and not used as a point of touch. Somewhere using the hand to accept a gift or a shake hands is considered rude, inappropriate. Whereas in the Western world, use of both the hand, dexterity is welcomed. There are also a wide range of cultural viewpoints on the appropriate rules regarding physical contact between people, between similar gender and opposite gender. In touch is a powerful form of nonverbal communication. Why? Because when you express feelings like affection or support or even discomfort, a touch can convey a lot. It can initiate, regulate and maintain relationship. In personal space, a touch can enhance a physical intimacy between two people. In task related, a touch can be used for tasks like helping someone, giving instruction, asking them what has to be done. Touch can be used to exert control or dominance. And it is a part of social rituals where handshake is a form of touch between two different individuals, and there are various cues which you will connect with it. We will be speaking later in detail about how handshake or touch through handshake, the synergy it creates between two individuals. The next non-verbal cue which we will discuss is facial expression. Well, facial expression, the first expression which a person can see is through your own facial expression. Every expression which conveys from your face will come under facial expression. In Latin America, the gestures often considered expression through the face could be romantic. In Nigeria, they wink at the children if they want them to leave the room. Chinese consider using facial expression, expressiveness, a gesture to be rude. And therefore, facial expression is one of the most seen form of non-verbal cue or expression which is immediately visible. And it is a behavior which is something which can be conveyed between two people. Facial expression can convey happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise. Sometimes can modify the meaning of spoken words, highlighting sarcasm or emphasis, uncertainty. It can help listener to interpret what is the intent of the speaker and enhance the communication of verbal clarity. While facial expressions are considered universal, for example, a smile is universal all over the world. When you say a smile, it depicts your happiness or you're glad for something. But the cultural norms also influence how you emote through your face. Gestures. Gestures can convey wildly different meanings. The use of various parts of your body to gesture conveys different meaning in different parts of the world. Individuals in US consider okay to convey the sign that something is acceptable. In Japan, the same hand symbol can mean it's money. In Argentina, Belgium and France and Portuguese, all these symbols means zero or nothing. Still in other countries in Eastern Europe consider the same sign to be an offensive swear. So a gesture, an okay gesture can have various meanings in different countries. Why is hand gestures can be conveyed with various parts of your body. It could be gestures through your facial expression, through your eye contact, through your hand gestures, through your postures. They include movements of hands and fingers such as waving, pointing, beckoning, using to emphasize a certain point. Facial expressions could include a frown, a smile, a wink, a furrowed brow, which convey emotions, attitudes and intentions. In case of eye contact, the way someone looks at another person or communicates shows affection, shows their meaning for a particular verbal communication. It also can be a form of showing attraction. Postures, bearing and stance can convey confidence in the way you stand, the way you walk, relaxation or even nervousness. And a physical touch could be a hug, a pat on the back or a handshake or a firm touch convey a variety of messages from friendliness to comfort. These are various forms and very important forms of non-verbal communication and non-verbal gestures which we use in our day-to-day life. With this, we will be going into our next topic on non-verbal communication. So thank you for this session.